K 바비큐? 신김치랑 먹어야지.
치킨? 치맥 페스티벌은 처음이지? 김치? 종류만큼 먹는 법도 가지각색. 김밥? 시장에선, 산에선, 바다에선 이렇게.
국밥? 취향 따라, 입맛 따라.
이런 한국, 와보지 않고는 모를걸? 요즘 한국에선 어떻게 노는지 알려줄까?
한국에선 아이돌이 되어볼 수도, 인생 커널을 찾을 수도 있지.
제일 핫한 포토 스팟은 여기!
한국은 분명 너에게 새로운 영감을 줄 거야.
이런 한국, 와보지 않고는 모를걸? 진짜 한국에선 어떻게 먹는지 알려줄까?
K 바비큐? 신김치랑 먹어야지.
치킨? 치맥 페스티벌은 처음이지? 김치? 종류만큼 먹는 법도 가지각색. 김밥? 시장에선, 산에선, 바다에선 이렇게.
국밥? 취향 따라, 입맛 따라.
이런 한국, 와보지 않고는 모를걸? 요즘 한국에선 어떻게 노는지 알려줄까?
한국에선 아이돌이 되어볼 수도, 인생 커널을 찾을 수도 있지.
제일 핫한 포토 스팟은 여기!
한국은 분명 너에게 새로운 영감을 줄 거야.
이런 한국, 와보지 않고는 모를걸?
안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to a brand new week with the Culture Wave. I'm Kwon-soa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-literature, K-musicals, and more. We start off the week with our Monday co-host, Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Sola, and hello to our K-Wave visitors and viewers at home. Make sure you stay around for my K-Enter news because I've got some great news coming up.
I hope, Walter, you had a peaceful weekend because I have to say the weekend here in the nation was quite eventful, to say the least.
Yes, the political situation was changing on almost a daily basis.
Right, but amid all that, there was also some very festive mood over in Sweden. And we're going to kick off with that. Nobel Week 2024 came to a close on Thursday, leaving behind unforgettable moments for many in Korea as author Kang received this year's Nobel Prize in Literature. Our culture correspondent Song Yoo-jin, who covered the whole event in Sweden, walks us through the highlights of the week-long celebrations.
The first Asian female Nobel laureate in literature, only the second Korean Nobel Prize winner. It's no surprise that Kang was the star of Nobel Week 2024. Han began the week by visiting the Nobel Prize Museum following the long-standing tradition of laureates donating a personal artifact. She chose a teacup that she used throughout the writing of her latest novel, We Do Not Part.
Every time I sat back down at my desk, I would drink black tea from this cup. It became like a spell, drawing me back to my writing. I felt it was the perfect object to share my creative process.
Her first press conference after winning the Nobel Prize also drew a great deal of attention. Han's response to Korea's brief martial law imposition resonated deeply as it reminded many of her 2014 novel Human Acts, which explores the 1980 Gwangju democratization movement under military control.
Witnessing martial law unfold again in 2024 was shocking. I saw people trying to stop armored vehicles with their bodies, others holding back soldiers with their hands, and some standing firm against advancing troops with guns. As the soldiers withdrew, some called out, "Take care," like they were saying goodbye to their sons. I could feel their sincerity and courage.
The day after was her Nobel lecture, often regarded as the laureate's acceptance speech. The author expressed her gratitude to readers for connecting with her through what she called the golden thread of language.
그 생생한 감각들을 전류처럼 문장들에 불어넣으려 하고 그 전류가 읽는 사람들에게 전달되는 것을 느낄 때면 놀라고 감동합니다. 언어가 우리를 잇는 실이라는 것을.
The following evening, Han's words were once again heard during the Nobel Literature Night. Excerpts from We Do Not Part were recited in Korean.
밀도가 얼마나 낮은 눈인지 내가 앉는 대로 끝없이 깊게 꺼져내렸다. 격벽 같은 눈이 우리를 갈라놓았다.
It was truly a meaningful and touching moment to hear Hangang's beautiful prose in Korean here in Sweden.
In times like this, as Hangang mentioned in her lecture, I hope it becomes a moment for all of us to reflect on the pain and love between humans.
Yeah, it's the history that we all have in us through our forefathers. You can't really escape it, and you have to talk about it and read about it and to understand yourself and your family and existence, actually. So in that way I can relate to it a lot.
And then came Nobel Day. Hangang became the first Korean to walk down the Nobel Prize's blue carpet at Stockholm Concert Hall. Korea's first Nobel Prize winner, former President Kim Dae-jung, received his Peace Prize in Oslo, Norway. During the banquet, Han delivered her speech of thanks with a pleasant surprise beforehand. The host introduced her to the podium in Korean.
올해 노벨 문학상 수상자를 소개하게 되어 영광입니다.
Han's speech focused on the role of literature in times of darkness, offering great comfort to many in Korea during a time of political and social uncertainty.
Language that connects us one another. Literature that deals in this language inevitably holds a kind of body heat. Just as inevitably, the work of reading and writing literature stands in opposition to all acts that destroy life.
The next day, during a meetup with the Korean media, Han showed a lighter side, recalling a special memory from her time in Stockholm.
Unibaken is a sort of theme park inspired by Astrid Lindgren's works that she was directly involved in designing and creating. During my first visit to Stockholm, my Swedish editor recommended it during my 3 free hours. This time they gave me a lifetime free pass, which was a fun and touching gift.
For the grand finale of her Nobel Week, Hangang surprised her readers with an unplanned recital of her novel Greek Lessons in front of an audience of around 700 at the Royal Dramatic Theatre's Nobel Reading with Hangang event. With the celebrations now behind her, Han says she's ready to write again.
I'll now return to my daily life and quietly focus on working hard on my next book. I'd appreciate your support.
So the Nobel Week 2024 has come to a close, but the arc of Hangang's story hasn't reached its climate just yet. We'll now wait for what the Nobel laureate has in store for her readers here in Stockholm, to Seoul, and around the world. 송진, Arirang News, Stockholm.
Time now for the latest in the world of K-entertainment with Walter Lee. Walter, starting off with some news regarding Billboard.
Yes, in particular, we're going to concentrate on BTS member Jungkook and also Stray Kids. I love Stray Kids because there are two Australian members in there, so I'm a little bit biased. So Stray Kids continued to show their immense popularity overseas by making it into the top artist charts released by Billboard, where they joined BTS member Jungkook. According to Billboard's year-end charts announced last Friday, Jungkook ranked 60th, while Stray Kids came in at 73rd on the top artist charts. Now, on the Billboard 200 year-end chart for the main album charts, Jungkook's Golden ranked 80th and achieving the highest position of a K-pop artist or star. Now, Stray Kids secured 2 albums for the end-of-year charts, with Rockstar in 123rd place and 8 in 139th place. But they didn't go home with just that. On top of that, the Stray Kids were announced as the winners of the Top Global K-pop Artists category at the Billboard Music Awards, achieving the honor for the second consecutive year.
Well, great achievements on the Billboard Music Awards. And we're actually going to stay with your bias, Walter.
Yes.
So you have more news on Stray Kids.
I do, because last Friday at 2 p.m, Stray Kids released what they are calling a new genre of music they call skiz hop hip tape. Now, starting off with the release of their new album called Hop, and the first single called Walking on Water, the skiz hop name was actually created when the members combined their abbreviation of the group name, so Stray Kids, they shortened to SKZ for skiz, with hip hop resulting in skiz hop. Now, this album is the first new release in approximately 5 months since their mini album 8, which came out in July 19th. Now, the album format skiz hop hip tape reflects Stray Kids' constant effort to break conventional frameworks and reinforce their distinct musical universe. Now, for this album, all the members of Stray Kids were actively participating in creating new songs, resulting in a record that fully embodies the Stray Kids' signature sound.
Skiz hop hip tape.
Yes, skiz hop hip tape.
New genre in mind. And lastly, we have some news on the second series of Squid Game.
Yes, so the premiere of Netflix series Squid Game Season 2 took place in the US on Thursday at Los Angeles City College, with a fan event also marking the occasion. Now, Squid Game series Season 2, director Hwang Dong-hyuk, along with all the cast members are there, but including obviously Lee Jung-jae and Lee Byung-hun, flew to Los Angeles for the event, where they met with fans from around the world. Now, the LA event was themed around Ki-hoon's player's number. Now, Ki-hoon is obviously one of the main characters. That's Lee Jung-jae's character. 456 was his player's number, with approximately 2,000 participants in this competition. In the Squid Game tracksuit ran 4.56 kilometers in the race. Participants who crossed the finish line were then given an opportunity to attend the US premiere of Squid Game Season 2. Now, in addition, for anyone that was there running the race, the event also featured various interactive zones for fans, including the photo zone, recreating iconic sets, including obviously with the Squid Game doll, nail art stations, the night market offering Korean food experiences. And for anyone who's really looking forward to seeing Season 2, it's just a week away, just over a week away, on December 26th on Netflix.
Right. I love the creativity in those events. And I think these events leading up to the second season really make the wait more exciting.
I wish I was there.
All right. Thank you very much, Walter, and stick around.
I will.
And now time to go over to our AI anchor, Ari, for other culture-related news.
Join us on the Culture Wave AI News as we dive into Korea's cultural highlights. Let's get started with today's top story. Culture Minister Yoo In-chung convened the first expanded meeting of key officials since the brief martial law declaration, where he urged officials to carry out their duties meticulously. He pinpointed the need to mitigate the effect of fallout on the tourism industry amid growing internal and external uncertainties. He also emphasized the need to ensure that K-content-related exports and investments proceed smoothly without disruption. World-renowned pianist Lee Myun-chen is set to perform in Korea's southern city of Dongyeong next year at the 2025 Dongyeong International Music Festival. He will take the stage on March 30th with a piano recital featuring Bach's Goldberg Variations. The classical concert, which runs from March 28th to April 6th, will also highlight Danish contemporary composer Hans Abrahamsen as composer-in-residence and Spanish cellist Pablo Ferrandez as artist-in-residence. The 2024 Craft Trend Fair took place at Seoul's COEX over the weekend, under the tagline Extraordinary Objects That Shine My Life. The event offered a platform to showcase and purchase a wide array of crafts, ranging from furniture and lighting to fashion accessories. More than 170 leading craft businesses and 90 emerging artists participated, exhibiting their unique creations. Now in its 19th year, the fair continues to serve as a premier event aimed at popularizing craft culture and enhancing the industry's competitiveness. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more cultural updates and engaging discussions coming your way.
Musicals have become another stage for K-pop idol stars, bringing a fresh vibe to Korea's musical scene. Today, we'll discover new opportunities and challenges coming with this trend. And we'll do that with Professor Ji Hye-won at Kyung University's Arts and Cultural Management Program, who is joining us today in the studio. Hello, Professor Ji.
Hello, good afternoon.
All right, let's begin with the latest and upcoming musicals that feature K-pop idol stars.
Right. For this holiday seasons, there are several Korean original musicals with the famous K-pop idols, K-pop stars, either recently opened or will open very soon within a month. First of all, EMK musical company's Mata Hari just opened in the first week of December, starring Ok Ju-hyun and Sola from Mamamoo. So Ok Ju-hyun actually has played the character since its first stage in 2016, and Sola has returned the show in 2 years. And another show produced by ENK musical company, The Man Who Laughs, will coming back in January, and the cast members included Kyuhyun from Super Junior and Do-young from NCT. And another show from CJ ENM's Veritar is returning as well in January, starring Yang Yo-seok from Highlight. So you can get a chance to see the several Korean K-pop stars on stage in this winter.
And very different generations also, especially, I mean, Ok Ju-hyun, Sola, those names, really powerful voices.
Right.
Really looking forward to those.
And Do-young is kind of new, right?
So
That's
yes.
excellent. Yeah, and ticket sales for next year's shows are already open, and it looks like idol power is showing in the purchase figures.
Right. So ticket sales usually opened like a few weeks before the show's opening, but especially the shows, the performances with the idol cast members are selling out very easily based on the global fandom. So actually it is not easy at all to get a ticket for the specific performances with the idol cast members. So for instance, the man who laughs with Do Young, because it is his second musical within the 3 years, so 3.5 years actually. So I'm sure a lot of global fans has been waiting to see him again on stage. So we call it like picketing. So they just like click it very quickly. So the tickets are sold out very quickly. So when it opened, the first period of sales in November, the show fastly ranked the #1 in the entire musical theater.
Wow. And the casting of idols in musicals, actually, it's not a new thing. It has received attention in the past, but they also used to be subject to criticism and bias at times, but it looks like that has changed these days.
Yeah, that has been changed. Because I remember it started from the early 2000s. The first generation of K-pop idol expanded their career to the musical theater, including Ok Ju-hyun and Yujin from SES, Kang from H.O.T., and Son Ho-young and Kim Tae-woo from G.O.D. So there are some bias or criticism because some of them were not very good at acting in the first place, but they have very good, because they can sing, they could sing, so they tried to act very seriously. So those kind of good jobs, they did a very good job, and they reduced the prejudice gradually. So since 2010, many other idols such as Kim Jun-soo or Kyuhyun or Jo-gun, they come to the musical community, and I believe they were very serious about stage. So they were not just a K-pop idol doing musical theater, they became musical actors. So those times is kind of like a turning point, and more recently, many idol stars expanded their acting careers on stage, including Lee Hong-gi from FT Island, Seongkyu from Infinite, 서은광 and Lee Chang-suk from B2B, Wendy from Red Velvet, Kim Se-jung from 구구단, 정은지 from A-Pink, and K from Lovelace, many others. So it's like their second career, and they expanded their acting careers as well.
You can really see that they are now being praised for their roles in those musicals when you see them reappear in new musicals.
Right. And I think some of the idol members wanted to do the musical actors, like they wanted to be acting careers as well, not only the singing. So they are very serious. It's more serious than before.
That's a great development to see.
Yes, it's quite interesting. So idol turned musical actors are increasingly being recognized for their talent and personality. What is it that makes them so attractive on stage, do you think?
I think many of the idol members have a lot of experiences for the live stages already, so they know very well how to be attractive on stage, and they know how to interact with the audience members, so they learn very fast, I think. So, and for the audience point of view, the idol members, idol stars are playing the characters, not being themselves. So they could discover the very different point of view and different attractions. So it's like the live musical theater is very different from the concert. So I think the idol members fast learners on live stages already.
And I mean, really, idol-turned musical actors are now also influencing the musical industry in itself. So let's talk about, first of all, the positive impacts.
I mentioned earlier the audience members, they bring more audience members to theaters based on the global fandoms. So that's one of the good things. And for the musical theater community, the producers could find the good actors like Kim Jun-soo or Ok Ju-hyun. And for the idol point of view, they could find their second career as well. So it's like a synergy effect for both of them.
But what about the negative impacts? Are there also some maybe challenges with these idols increasingly having a presence on the musical stage?
Right. The musical theater is basically very different from the music business. The musical producers or musical works have to be based on the works itself, not the stars. But if the audiences just come to see the stars, the show itself is not like it is hard to make them running without the stars. So it's very hard to make the show's brand without stars. It's one of the obstacles for the musical producers. And the other one is the casting idol stars is very, very expensive. So it might increase the ticket prices. So that is the other one that I think the negative impact. But some of the stars, as the fans of the stars are like, for the specific shows, they pay way more than the face value of the ticket prices. So that's another effect to the musical community. So it's very, very hard to get the tickets. It's very hard. So that I agree, seeing the famous stars on stage are very attractive to the audience members, but we could see more, we could have more systematic structures to make this community more healthier and diverse and like maintain this community to the next generation. So I think we need more structure.
And I think considering that many of the fans of K-pop idols are young, pricier tickets is going to be an issue for them, I would also have to say, because musical tickets are not really, cheap.
Yeah, it is expensive.
Yes, and these problems are not just limited to Korea, right? So, if so, what do you see as the areas that particularly need improvement?
Of course, especially these days, more stars are coming to Broadway or West End. Actually, Robert Downey Jr. made his Broadway debut recently. So for the new play McNeil, and George Clooney will make his debut for the show that in Good Night and Good Luck in next year. So the stars do theaters, but the circumstances are a little bit different from Korea, because on Broadway or West End, even the stars do the 8 shows a week. So the audiences do not have to pay extra money for the specific performances, and the stars should join the Actors Equity Association. That's the union, actors union. So they follow the same rule any other actors, but we don't have those kind of rules, or we don't. Actually, the idol stars do 2 or 3 shows per week. So that's why the shows some of the fans pay way more for the specific shows. So I know it is not easy to improve the circumstances right away, but I believe we need more structure, and it could be improved gradually. I hope so. Yeah.
So maybe we could benchmark some of the systems from these other countries like the US or UK.
Right.
But Professor Ji, let's finish off with how do you see the growth potential of Korea's musical industry based on these increases of K-pop stars on the stage?
Actually, many K-pop idol actors, I just call them idol actors, are now not playing domestically, but they do the international touring productions or international co-producing productions already. So they introduce more K-musicals to the international audiences and the producers. So it is very good opportunities to the Korean original musical and the producers as well to expand their market into the global marketplaces, and the Korean audiences just to see the Korean artists first, but they wanted to learn more about the Korean musicals and learn more about the Korean artists, other artists. So they just do very helpful to expand the markets to the global marketplaces.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Ji, for your insights today. And I love when we talk about musicals and how the musical industry expands here in Korea, because I'm really into musicals these days.
I know that.
So I hope we get to talk about this topic again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Walter, as always.
I'll see you on Wednesday.
See you on Wednesday. Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Please join us again tomorrow on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Korea time, and maybe one day here in Korea.
요즘 한국에선 어떻게 노는지 알려줄까?
한국에선 아이돌이 되어볼 수도 인생 커널을 찾을 수도 있지.
제일 핫한 포토 스팟은 여기.
한국은 분명 너에게 새로운 영감을 줄 거야.